Hi guys, we're back for episode 2. This episode, we're finally going to start choosing bosses. The easiest way to do that is with holy water. We need to beat the other boss of this area to get to the vendor who sells them though. While we have some downtime, I'd like to ask a question. Please let me know if you like this sped up effect or not, down in the comments, or send me a personal message. Ooh, 2-on-1 versus Ornstein. Sweet, sweet revenge. You see me here relying a little bit on shield, a little bit on dodging. Especially with low adaptability here, you're going to need to dodge at the very last moment. It's much more reliable, however, to block with the shield. You can probably take about 1, maybe 2 hits, so you have to really plan out how you use your stamina. I haven't quite wrapped my head around it completely yet, exactly how this game handles its aggro system. One of my theories is that it's part damage dealt, part proximity. If anyone has any more insight, please let me know. I'd be, very happy to hear everybody else's opinions on this. Ooh, Glencore chugging the Estus. Now that's some BM. As I approach target, I just remembered that I don't have a token of fidelity, which you need to access his inventory. And yes, before anyone mentions it, I do know about the one in the Huntsman's Copse, the one that you can get off the ground for free. However, I'd rather do the co-op. I think it's a little bit more fun. So, I guess, let's go get the white soapstone. I had intended to cut the wait out, so I stopped recording, but I was summoned moments after I stopped recording, so, So judging by how the host didn't pull the lever, I'm guessing it's his first time through and that he's a new player. I mentioned earlier that it really trivializes boss fights when you summon somebody. And part of me still feels guilty about going to other people's worlds and robbing them of, their solo experience, which is ironic since I'm making this walkthrough. Ooh, please don't fall. My play during this fight and the entire episode is a little sloppy. I found myself a little distracted by the people in the room when I was playing. Duty fulfilled. Let's go get that holy water. Holy water's pretty expensive. A stack goes for about 30,000. Luckily for me, I've been hoarding a lot of souls, so I'm able to progress through the game pretty easily right now.
Do your work.
I mentioned Iron Keep in the previous episode, and now we're actually going to finally get to it. The irony is that we bought all this holy water, and yet the Skeleton Lords, which is the next boss we're going to fight, is best done with a mace anyway. You see me do a lot of backtracking here, and really, I should finally get comfortable with running through this entire area. The Skeleton Lords are actually pretty easy boss. How rude, FromSoft. Club guys take more than one holy water to kill. I mentioned in episode 1 that the mace is going to be our weapon of choice in this playthrough. Turns out in Dark Souls 2, strike weapons are incredibly overpowered. Armored enemies and these skeletons here take additional damage. From the life bar you can see that I'm hitting these guys fairly hard. And really with only a +4 mace as well. I can one-shot the skeleton spawns with both the mace and the holy water. This is going to be really helpful in this fight. Man, such sloppy play. As some of you probably know, it's best to deal with this mage skeleton lord last. He spawns bone wheel skeletons, which, of the 3 types of skeletons that spawn, are probably the hardest and most annoying to deal with, so it's best to save it for last. So this room contains two items that we really need. The raw stone and the fragrant branch of yore. I mentioned sloppy play earlier, but man, this fight was sloppy. As you can probably tell, I couldn't really decide whether or not to use the mace or burn holy waters on this guy. This part made me really nervous. Man, I hate these sorcerers. We could do this fight solo. We could. But nah. Come to think of it, I never really got her attack patterns down. Summoning Jester Thomas made this fight so trivial that I never really bothered to learn. So we're finally at Iron Keep, which is actually my favorite area. We're not going to stay here for long though. We're going to get the Dull Ember, we're going to get the hell out. Getting the Dull Ember is contingent upon me making this jump. Let's see how I do. And let's try again. So we're back at the Lost Bastille to get the Royal Kite Shield, which will be the shield we use for the rest of the playthrough, and to get an infinite supply of large Titanite shards. Here you can really tell that I was distracted. Look how many times I hit repair and got an error dialogue. The struggle is so real. We don't really need Ornifex in this playthrough, but the Estus Flask shard is nice at least. More often than not, I find myself killing Tark for his ring. If you try to summon him for the boss, he usually dies too quickly, and it just makes it harder since the boss has more defense. I usually have this fight down pat. And really, for the bosses after this, you really can't afford to be sloppy, because you'll die in one hit, especially at soul level 1. I have no words left. Whew, that concludes episode 2. We'll see you next time.